Welcome to Cook and Impress, where culinary magic meets global flavors. Whoa! This is going to be one tasty adventure. Our mission, to explore, create, and share the world's most exciting flavors. From chopping to garnishing, we'll master it all. And I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. Join me as we travel the globe, one dish at a time. Ready to cook and impress? Subscribe now and let's get cooking.
Ah, risotto Milanese. This dish is what Milan is all about. Picture a busy kitchen smelling amazing with saffron, butter and wine. This risotto is such a captivating gold color, like sunshine on your plate. And saffron, the star of the show, is a really special ingredient. It gives the risotto its unique flavor and that beautiful color. Toasting the rice in butter is super important. It creates a nutty base for the dish. Then comes the slow, careful part, adding warm broth, one ladle at a time. This is the heart of making risotto. The constant stirring, the gentle simmering. It's almost like meditation. And when the rice is perfectly cooked and creamy, a nice piece of butter adds richness. To finish it off, a generous sprinkle of Parmesan cheese adds a salty touch. Risotto Milanese is more than just food. It's a celebration of simple, high-quality ingredients. It's a taste of Milanese history and tradition. And it's a dish that always wows everyone. From the busy streets of Milan, we head to the peaceful Italian countryside. Here, home cooks have perfected risotto with chicken giblets. This dish is all about those deep, savory flavors. It's comfort food at its best. Chicken giblets, though they might not sound fancy, are packed with flavor. They're slowly simmered with vegetables to make a rich broth. This broth is the key to the risotto, giving the rice an amazing depth of flavor. Onions, carrots, and celery are gently cooked until soft. Then, the chicken giblets are added and browned until they're nice and golden. A splash of white wine deglazes the pan, lifting up all those tasty browned bits. The broth simmers gently, letting all those flavors blend together. Once the broth is ready, it's time to make the risotto. The rice is toasted and the broth is added slowly, one ladle at a time. With each ladle, the rice soaks up the flavors, becoming creamier and more delicious. A final sprinkle of parsley adds a touch of freshness. This dish truly shows how Italians use simple ingredients to create something truly special. As winter ends and spring begins, Italy bursts with bright colors and fresh flavors. Risotto with peas captures the essence of spring. It's a light, refreshing dish where the sweetness of fresh peas really shines through. The secret to this risotto is using the freshest peas you can find. They should be bright green and full of flavor. The peas are added at the very end of cooking to keep them sweet and vibrant. Begin by cooking finely chopped onions in butter until they're soft. Add the rice and toast it until it smells fragrant. Then, start adding warm broth, ladle by ladle, stirring all the while. While the risotto simmers, shell the fresh peas. When the rice is almost cooked, stir in the peas. Let them cook for just a minute or two. The heat from the rice will be enough to cook them through. This risotto is a celebration of spring. It reminds us that the simplest dishes are often the most delicious. Our food journey takes us to the sunny coast of Italy. Here, the amazing seafood inspires dishes like risotto with lobster. This luxurious risotto is a true celebration of Italian coastal cooking. The star of the dish is, of course, the lobster. It's important to choose lobsters that are fresh and flavorful. The lobster shells are used to make a tasty broth that gives the risotto a delicate, salty flavor. Start by making the lobster broth. Cook the lobster shells with aromatics like onions, carrots, and celery. Add tomato paste and white wine. Then simmer until you have a rich and flavorful broth. While that simmers, prepare the lobster meat. It should be cooked until just tender. Add the rice to the broth and cook it slowly, adding more liquid as needed. Once the rice is almost cooked, stir in the lobster meat. Finish with butter and Parmesan cheese for a creamy, luxurious texture. This dish is a true taste of the Italian Riviera. From the busy streets of Milan to the sunny coast, risotto has a special place in Italian cooking. It's more than just a dish. It's a symbol of Italian food tradition, passed down through generations. Risotto shows how Italians use simple, fresh ingredients to create something amazing. Making risotto is a labor of love. It takes patience, attention to detail, and respect for the ingredients. The slow rhythmic stirring, the anticipation as the rice soaks up the flavors of the broth, the final touch of butter and cheese. It's like a culinary dance that creates a dish that's both comforting and elegant. Whether it's a humble risotto with peas or a luxurious risotto with lobster, each version tells a story. It's a story of regional ingredients, family traditions, and the simple joy of sharing a delicious meal with loved ones. So the next time you have a pan of simmering risotto, take a moment to appreciate the tradition and passion that goes into every bowl. It's a taste of Italy that will transport you to a rustic trattoria, surrounded by the warmth of good company and the aroma of good food. Buon appetito!
In the heart of Milan, where the air hums with the melodies of bustling trattorias, there exists a dish as old as the city's stones, riso alla milanese con zafferano. It begins humbly, with grains of rice washed and dried, ready to meet the bubbling cauldron of simmering broth, be it from a noble cut of beef or the remnants of a cherished family roast. As the rice surrenders to the liquid, softening in the embrace of warmth, a secret is whispered into the pot. The marrow of a beef bone, cut into glistening pearls that melt like whispers of silk. Just as the grains absorb their golden nectar, a potion of saffron, delicate and fragrant, is strained through a fine sieve and poured in, bathing the dish in a luminous gold. The result? A dish so rich, so decadent, it is nothing short of a regal feast. Frittelle di riso. The mere name conjures images of grandmothers in well-worn aprons, their hands dusted in flour, their hearts steeped in tradition. The rice, tender and bathed in milk, simmers gently as butter melts into its soul. A whisper of sugar, a ghost of lemon peel, each element weaves into the tapestry of flavor. When cool, eggs and flour bind the mixture, forming a dough that must rest, like a secret waiting to unfold. Only when the oil in the pan shimmers with heat is the batter spooned in, each ladleful transforming into golden crisp fritters. Light as air, they vanish upon the tongue, leaving behind a memory of warmth and sweetness, a taste of childhood revisited. The carciofi fritti, a spectacle of texture and flavor. The artichokes, their leaves trimmed to tender hearts, are sliced into elegant slivers and plunged into a cold bath. As they emerge, still kissed by water's embrace, they tumble into a snowfall of flour, which clings to them like a lover's touch. An egg wash follows, enveloping each slice in a delicate golden armor. Then comes the grand moment, the plunge into bubbling oil, a sizzle, a dance, a transformation. They rise, browned and crisp, kissed by heat and ready to be adorned with nothing more than a spritz of lemon. One bite and the crunch yields to creamy softness, a harmony of flavors that lingers long after the last morsel is gone. There is a quiet poetry in the simplest of preparations, and carciofi a vapore is no exception. The artichokes, their stalks trimmed, are nestled into a pan, standing like sentinels. A mere whisper of water cradles their bases, and into their very hearts goes salt, pepper, and the rich caress of olive oil. As the lid closes over them, the magic begins. Steam rises, coaxing out their deepest flavors, transforming them from mere vegetables into something almost ethereal. They emerge soft, fragrant, ready to be pulled apart leaf by leaf, each dip into the oil revealing layers of indulgence. No Italian table is complete without carciofi and stufato, a dish as hearty as the hands that prepare it. The artichokes are washed, their tough tops sacrificed to the knife's edge. Their leaves pried apart, welcome a stuffing of breadcrumbs, parsley, salt and pepper. Humble ingredients, yet together they weave a spell. Nestled upright in a pot, they are drowned in water and left to simmer, their transformation slow and deliberate. Hours later, when a single leaf pulls away with ease, the dish is ready, a rustic, comforting masterpiece born of patience and tradition. At times, the simplest of dishes sing the loudest, and carciofi al burro is a ballad of indulgence. The artichokes, their rough edges softened by careful trimming, are quartered and plunged into salted water, their bitterness coaxed away. When tender, they meet the embrace of butter sizzling in a pan. A gentle toss, a golden hue, a final kiss of salt and pepper. As they pile high upon a plate, a snowfall of grated cheese descends, melting into the warm folds. The first bite is a revelation, silky, rich and undeniably decadent. Each dish, a story. Each bite, a memory. Such is the beauty of Italian cooking. The love of the past, alive on the plate, waiting to be savored once more.